All right, people. Don't fall asleep, people. We have 3 days this week. We can do it. We can do it. Hey, listen. Hopefully you have this opened up. Now, again, there is one of me, 30 of you. All right. 8th period class is a little bit ahead of you. They're about a day ahead of you. So what we're doing today, we did in 8th period. Okay. And again, I will try to post whenever we're doing something new. I kind of try to video my screen plus me talking. So if you're not here, you should be able to check that. All right. There will be some times where there's like some dead air time because if somebody in here needs help, I'm going to tell everybody to chill out. I go help you. So if you're at home watching the video, you might be like, what the heck's going on? You may have to fast forward a little bit to hear me start talking again. All right, so what we did Friday, excuse me, in 8th period, we opened this up the other day. You guys should have this. I know you've done this, all right? We went to File New, and you did an 8 by 10 inch document, all right? So at least we're starting to use the program a little bit. Today, nothing crazy, but we're going to start working with some files just so you get the hang of how to work with files in Photoshop, all right? Has everybody in here got at least 2 images from their phone onto their computer? Yes or no? Yes, they're on your computer somewhere. You know this for a fact. Okay? All right. So if you did that, we have our new document right here. Here's what I would like you to do today. We're going to open up one of your photos. And here's what you do. I want you to go up to File in the menu bar. You're going to go to File, all right? Go to Open. File Open. Now, you will get this window, okay? You need to find where your photos are. Now, if they're just on your Google Drive still, you have to download them, all right? So you got to go to your drive and download them. Hopefully, you've already done that. So I know, look here, I'm going to go to my downloads. And I'm going to find one of my photos. I know what I named them, so I'm going to open up this guy. Hit open. I'm going to select it, hit open, and this is what should happen. All right. This opens up in Photoshop. Go ahead. I will give you a few seconds or minutes. Try to get yours opened up into Photoshop and let me know if you're having problems. You also may help each other out. If you did it correctly, little TV timeout. Everybody just stop and look up here. Everybody stop and look up here. Everybody stop and look up here. I'm going to say that about 8 million times this semester. Everybody stop, look up here. If you did it correctly, look. You should have 2 tabs right here below the options bar. One says day 1, which is my file from last week. Your other tab should be your photo with like whatever you named it, or it'll have some just numbers, okay? I will wait to see if you need some help. Okay, you're going to go, all right, 8 and 10, and then hit create. What's up? Okay, so you're just going to go, so you want file open, where are your images? Are these them? All right, so let's just click on one and hit open. Got one of them? All right, there you go, so you're good. So yeah, you want file open, choose one of them, and then you should hopefully have 2 tabs in Photoshop. Who needs help? Who's rolling? Who's got them? Fellas back here, you good? Yeah. You sure? Good? Good? Oh, okay. All right, sweet. Girls over here, you fine? You 3 over there? Yes, yes. Boy, you good? You good? Got a ton of pictures. Open one for now. we're not going to do anything crazy today, so I don't care what photo you open. Just open one up. Yes. All right. Then here is where. Are they from your iPhone? Okay. Here's why. Go to, see what it's saying? HEI. Where's your photo at? Is it on your desktop? Okay. Okay, that's fine. Go to your Google. Go to Google. And just type in HEIC to M or to JPEG. HEIC. Right there. And then get this guy. Now, find, you may have to minimize. You're just going to drag that photo wherever it's at on your computer into here, and it'll convert it to a JPEG. You're welcome. Yeah, listen. Everybody, look up here real quick. You don't have to do this. I'm going to just show you something because this is going to happen a lot. It did last Friday for some students. Listen, if you have an iPhone, everybody listen. If you have an iPhone and you get your images onto your computer and you go to open them up in Photoshop and it's not letting you, iPhone's new thing is a lot of your images that you take, it's a new file. It's called an HEIC. So if you simply go HEIC in Google to JPEG, you're going to get to this site. If you click the first one, here's how it works. You just drag your file right onto here. Boom, hit download, and it'll change it to a JPEG, and then you're able to use it, all right, if that ever happens to you. It takes just a few seconds. Okay. Here we go. So you should have now in Photoshop, look, you have these two tabs. Click on the one that says day one or whatever you saved it. All right, it should go to your white document. Click on the other one, and it should be your photo. Okay? Here's the deal. You can open up a whole bunch of images, and they're just going to keep going across this bar. Once it goes so far, you'll get a little arrow where you have to hit and pick out which file. Okay? Now, if you've done this correctly, and actually, can you guys all see your layers panel over here? Yes or no? Yes or no? Okay. If you cannot, go up to Window, go to Workspace, and hit Reset Essentials. And you should be able to see your layers panel. So if you can't see it, go up to Window, Workspace, Reset Essentials. All right. When you open up a new image in Photoshop, look what happens on the layers panel. You can actually see, this is called a thumbnail. You can actually see your photo on the thumbnail of the layer. Okay? Does yours have a little lock next to it? Yes? Okay. On the actual layer itself, look, put your cursor right where it says background and double click. You should get a window like this. Okay? If you want to name it now, you can give it a name, or it'll just be called layer 0 and hit OK. Did the lock go bye-bye? Awesome. We have now unlocked it. Okay? Now, here's the deal. Here's the deal. Depending on what we're doing, you may want to do changes right on this photo. Yes, this is my Volkswagen bus. If anybody knows me, I love Volkswagens. Okay? If you would like to know, it's a 1972 Westfalia camper van. The top goes up. It's sweet. Okay? I drive it all over the place in the summer and camp because that's what I love to do. All right, this was taken on Wright Road by the house that has all the pumpkins that you can stop and buy them because I've nicknamed her Pumpkin. Okay? Just a little tidbit of information about Mr. C. All right, so we've unlocked the layer. Okay? In the toolbar, the very first tool looks like a cross. Click on it. Right there it is, okay? And I'm doing this so you can see the little circle so you can see where I'm pointing at. Okay. Before we do anything, right here in the options bar where it says auto select, is yours checked or unchecked? Uncheck it. Uncheck that. Okay? Yo. Huh? All right, so you just want to get this. You want to get this onto your computer. So just as anything, you want it on your desktop. You want to make it to save. So we're going to file open. Desktop, open EC2, there it is. Open. Everybody give me a second here, hopefully it'll open. There. All right, so now you have two tabs like me, right? That. There we go, there are your layers. You can double click to unlock it, and now you're caught up. Got it? All right, listen. So here's the deal. We have our move tool. Here's what we're going to do. We've opened up a document right here last week called day one or whatever you saved it as, okay? We've opened up a photo. Maybe we're going to start something where we're making like a collage, so we want to bring multiple images into our document, all right? Here's how it works. Here's Pumpkin. You got your move tool. This is what you're going to do with yours right now. Look, I put my cursor right inside the photo, okay? I'm going to click, hold the mouse down. You keep the mouse button held in. I'm going to drag up to this tab that says day one, keep the mouse held in. And then it's going to switch to that tab. I'm going to drag right down into the work and let go. And your image should go over there. If it doesn't, let me know. Now, do not panic. Some of you, your image may be very small. Others, your image may fill up the whole area and you can't even actually see part of your image, kind of like mine. Okay? Here is the deal. All your images are different resolutions. It may be smaller or larger than the resolution we set our new document to. Okay? As I look around, some of yours are really large like mine. Others are very small. It hardly fills up anything in the image. Okay? Here's what I would like you to do, people. Here's what I would like you to do. First of all, click back on the tab with your original image. Click back on the tab with your original photo, okay? Just hit the little X right on the tab. It may ask you if you want to save. We didn't do anything, so you can just click no. All right? Now you're left with one tab. It's our new document with our photo on it, okay? Here's the deal. Whether yours is very small or if it's very large, here's what I want you to do. Go up to the word edit in the menu bar. Go down to where it says transform. Okay? And then don't do anything or I'll fight you. People listen. People listen. Okay? Everybody just please listen so you become ninjas. And I don't have to answer the same question 40,000 times in one semester. You are all very, 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 very intelligent people. Okay? You all love technology, as do I. You guys love clicking around on your phones, figuring stuff out, okay? Photoshop, if you get lost, if you just hit the brakes and use some common sense, you'll probably be able to solve some of your own problems, all right? For example, if I'm looking at this and I'm like, man, how do I make this smaller? Well, once you know where some stuff is, common sense, edit, transform, look, we have the word scale, rotate. It's going to do exactly that, all right? What I would like you to do is hit scale, please. And you should get something like this. Okay, now, if yours is larger than our document. Yours will look like mine. Check mine out. The blue bounding box with the little white anchor points is outside of my work area. It's letting me know that my picture goes all the way out to this blue box, okay? If yours is smaller than our document, your blue box is all right around your image, okay? Here's how this works. I like to use a corner anchor point, but if you just click and drag on one of your anchor points, I'm going to drag down so I make it smaller. If I let go and go inside of my work, I can actually also move it around the document as well. So look, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make mine so that I have some space to bring another image in. When you get it to the size you want, this will happen to all of you at some point. Some of you, it may happen right now if you're not listening. Please listen. When you get your image to the size you want it, you have to hit enter or that blue box will not go away and you won't be able to do your next action. So I'm going to hit enter. Boom. Here's what I would like you to do. Go File, Open. Open up another image. Get it over into this document. See if you can do it. So File, Open. Find another image. If you did it correctly, you should have something like this. Once you get it over into your new the document with your other photo, if you go Edit, Transform, if you want to scale it, you may scale it down so that you can see both of them. Look. Is anybody struggling or are we good? Your silence makes me feel like you're good. Yes, yes? I can move on? All right. Somebody has a voice in here. I love it. Who was saying? All right. Okay, couple things. Couple things today. All right. And again, nothing crazy yet, but at least we're working with some images. Couple of things. One, look over on your layers panel. Yours should look like mine. You now have a background layer, a layer 1, and a layer 2, yes? Okay. Again, if you do not, or if I'm going too fast, please say, "See, shut up, I'm lost," and I will help you, okay? Okay, couple things. Here's the deal. In your layers panel, what I would like you to do is click on layer 1. In your layers panel, click on layer 1. Is it highlighted gray? Okay. That means that's the layer we can work on, move, edit, transform, do the scale, rotate. Watch what happens. Go into your work area. Click and drag, and that layer should move. Okay? Click on layer 2, and that image should move. I will tell you this. This will happen to all of you. It still does to me. You're going to think you're on one layer, and you'll go to move it. Well, you're actually on a different layer in the layers panel. Whatever layer is highlighted gray, that's the layer that's active that you can work on. Here's what I would like you to do. Move layer 2 so that you overlap it with layer 1 like this. Check it out. My layer 2 is on top of layer 1 in my work area. Okay? All right, first of all, your layers panel is just that. It's like a stack of pancakes. Whatever layer is on top, that's the layer that's above the other layers. So when you move them in here, that's why they'll overlap. Okay? Check this out. In your layers panel, put your cursor on layer 2. Put your cursor on layer 2. Click the mouse, hold it down, and drag down below layer 1, but not over the background. And once you do that, you should look like mine. You'll get a little blue line, let go. Do the layers switch? Yes? Hey, you could do the same thing. I could drag layer 2 up above layer 1, and it's now back on top. All right, so that's how you can arrange layers. All right, that's how you can arrange layers in Photoshop. Here's the other deal. Each layer has a little eye next to it. Click on those eyes. And then click back on that little box where the eye was, and you can turn layers on and off temporarily. All right, so if you're working on something, you want to see what it looks like without other stuff around it, you can turn the eyes off. Okay? Go ahead and just arrange your layers so that you can see both of your pictures so they're not overlapped. All right. Put your cursor right on the word layer 1 in the layers panel. So it's right on the word layer 1. I'm going to kind of double click. And it should highlight blue, yes? All right, you can name your layers. So go ahead and give it a name. I'm just going to label it VW1. And then hit enter. Do the same thing to the other layer. So my layer 2, I'm going to double click and label it VW2. Hit enter, all right? Anytime you bring images into your work area, they automatically just get named layer 2, layer 3, layer 4, how many ever images you have, all right? It helps, and it depends on how organized of a student you are. Some students will never label their layers, all right? Others, if you're organized, depending on what we're doing, you may have 50 layers. If you don't name them, it'll just be layer 1, 2, 3. You'll be clicking on them forever trying to figure out which layer is which. If you name them, when you're working, kind of helps to figure out which layer is which, all right? Okay, I don't care whatever layer you're on, that's fine. But right here, look at the layers panel. Above your layers, right above it, you should see where it says lock, and there's about 5 little icons, okay? Go ahead and just put your cursor over each one of those little icons and just read what it says. All right, so you can lock certain layers so that stuff doesn't happen to them, okay? For example, the one that looks like a little cross, if I hover over it, it says lock position. So if I chose that, all right, check it out. I cannot move it. The layer is locked. Just the position. It'll let me do other stuff to it, all right, but it won't let me change where it's at. To unlock it, you just hit that little icon again. So that little cross right here, if I just hit it, it's now unlocked, okay? The one that looks like the main lock, if you click that one, this will lock it. You can't do anything to it. Like the other one, I wouldn't be allowed to move it, but I could change the color of the bus if I wanted to, or I could change it to black and white. The main lock, all right, that locks it from nobody can edit it, nobody can do anything to it, okay? And to unlock it, you just go back and hit this little lock, and it is now unlocked and it's ready to move, all right? What else do I want to look at today? Oh, here we go. Whatever layer you're on, okay, I don't care. I'm on my number 2 here. I'm on this guy right here, okay? In the layers panel, above all those locks, you should see a little thing that says opacity. Yes, no? Okay, next to it, it says 100%. There's a little caret, a little arrow pointing down. Click on that. You'll get a little slide bar, and if you start sliding that down, you can change the transparency of an image. So I have it to about 50, and now look what happens. If I drag it above my other image, now I can see my other layer through it if I wanted to do some kind of cool effect. All right. Click back on that caret, turn it back up to 100%, and it's back full. All right. Go ahead up to the word edit again. Go to edit. Go to transform. Hit rotate. If you hit rotate and you put your cursor right above a corner anchor point like this, you're going to get a little bent arrow. Click and start spinning this thing, and you can rotate it however you want. And when you get to something you like, you hit enter, and that blue box will go away. And now you're able to go on with your next action. All right. Everybody just stop what you're doing real quick. Listen and look up here. If you mess up, everybody listen. Listen, Linda, listen. If you mess up, okay, couple things you can do, but you can only do it so far, the computer will stop you. But let's say I don't like how I rotated this. If you hold down the control key and hit the letter Z, check it out. It'll step back so many steps, okay? You also could go up to the word edit and hit undo, and it'll also do the same thing, okay? But it'll only step back so many times. If you go step back and it just stops doing stuff, that's as far as it will go. All right. But if you mess up, you don't like what you did, Control Z or edit undo, and it'll step back for you. Go ahead, back up to edit. Go to transform. And what I would like you to do, so we did scale and rotate. You have skew, distort, and perspective. Okay. Go ahead and click on each one of those and just mess around with your image and watch what it does. So if I hit skew, it'll actually give it a different perspective. All right. I hit enter. Maybe I like that. I'm going to go edit, transform, distort. You can kind of see what that'll do. Kind of looks cool. Now, here's the one thing. When you're using the edit transform, sometimes as you're transforming it, whether it's scale, rotate, whatever, your image will get very blurry and pixelated. Once you get it to how you want, you hit enter, it'll come back into focus, all right? And so I did skew, distort, and now I'm going to do perspective on this guy, and it'll do exactly that. You can change the perspective of your image. And you can see mine's getting kind of blurry, but watch what happens as soon as I hit enter. It comes back into focus. All right. What else do we need to do today? I think we're good for today. Let's go file, save as. Let's do file, save as. Or actually, yeah, let's save as. Save it on your computer and save it as like day 2. All right. And then you can hit save, and we're going to be done for today. I got you pretty much caught up with period 8, so we're good with that. All right. Tomorrow we'll add on a little bit. We only have 3 days this week, which is kind of cool. So we'll see where we get to. Hopefully next week we'll start doing a little project in here. So go ahead and just hit save. You're good to go for today. You may hang out.